Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. This is Rollinwolf coming at you with episode 12 of Let's Tap Beta 1.5. We are rounding out the classes. We're going to get the Warrior and Wizard done, and then we will have all of the classes up. We'll have the domains. We've got your heritage with your ancestry and your community, and we've got your session 0 in. I think this is going to be the last episode of the day, and tomorrow we will go ahead and take care of the last little bits of character creation by discussing a little bit more in depth about a few things, and then player principles, kind of just give you a little bit to think on and touch base about experiences, things like that. So let me go ahead and do our copyright notice. This product was created using the Darrington Press Community Gaming License, the Illuminated Worlds Standard Resource Document, Darrington Press LLC, all rights reserved. In particular, we are discussing the beta rules set 1.5 for Daggerheart. The finished product is due out in spring of 2025. Let's crack into it. We are got two classes left. We're going to start with the Warrior. And the beta has this to say about the Warrior class. Becoming a warrior requires years, often a lifetime of training and dedication to the mastery of violence and weapons. While many who seek to fight only hone their strength, warriors understand the importance of an agile body and mind, making them some of the most sought-after fighters across the realms. Many warriors will find employment within an army, a band of mercenaries, or even within a royal guard, but their potential is wasted in any position where they cannot continue to hone and expand their skills. Warriors are known to have a favored weapon, and to come between one of this class and their blade would be a grievous mistake. The domains of the warrior are blade and bone. That doesn't sound metal. I don't know what does. Starting evasion score is 10. Damage thresholds. Major is 7. Severe is 14. Class items, you could either have the drawing of a lover or a sharpening stone. Warrior's hope is going to be spend 3 hope to re-roll any number of your damage dice on an attack. Alright, so that is the hope feature for the warrior class. Class features include battle strategist. After a successful attack roll, you can describe how you outmaneuver your target, then mark a stress to deal them a stress. Then you also have attack of opportunity. If an adversary attempts to leave your melee range, make an agility reaction roll against their difficulty. Choose 1 effect on a successful roll, or 2 on a critical success. 1, you can keep them from moving. 2, you can deal your primary weapon damage. Or C, you can move with them. So you got keep them from moving, deal your primary weapon damage, and move with them. You also get the combat training feature. This ignores burden when equipping weapons. Whenever you deal physical damage, you add your level to its value. So burden doesn't matter for warriors whenever they're equipping a weapon. And whenever you deal physical damage, you get to add your level to its value. Warrior subclasses. You can choose either the Call of the Slayer or Call of the Brave subclass. Call of the Slayer. Play the Call of the Slayer if you want to ensure you strike down enemies with great power. Foundation feature. On a roll with hope, you can place a d6 on this card instead of taking a hope. These are known as your Slayer dice. You can store a number of Slayer dice equal to your proficiency, when you make an attack roll or damage roll, you can spend any number of these Slayer dice, rolling them and adding their value to your total. At the end of a session, you clear any remaining Slayer dice on the card and gain that many hope. So, whenever you roll with hope, you can instead of taking a hope, choose to add a die to your Slayer foundation card. The maximum is whatever level you currently are, and you can spend them whenever you make an attack roll or a damage roll. And you get to add that value to the total. At the end of the session, any dice that are there, you remove them, count them up, and gain that many hope. Specialization feature for this subclass. You can wield multiple weapons with dangerous ease. When you make a successful attack roll, you can spend a hope to add 1 damage die from your secondary weapon to the damage. In addition, once per long rest, when you roll your Slayer dice, you can re-roll any ones once, taking the new result. And then finally, you've got the mastery feature of the Slayer subclass, Martial Preparation. You've become an inspirational warrior to all who travel with you. You gain access to the Martial Preparation downtime move. To use this during a rest, describe how you instruct and train with your party. Then give yourself and each ally a Slayer dice, which is a d6. Allies can spend your Slayer dice to enhance their own weapon attack or damage rolls. Call of the Brave subclass. Play the Call of the Brave if you want to be adept at taking on both harrowing tasks and dangerous enemies. Your foundation feature. When you fail a roll with fear, you gain a hope. Once per long rest, before you attempt something incredibly dangerous or face off against a foe who clearly outmatches you, describe what ritual you perform or preparation you make. Then clear 2 stress and gain 2 hope. A very nice little foundation feature. Very narrative in the ways that you can use it, and give you that flavor that you're looking for being the pragmatic warrior, the one that is ready to do what needs to be done. Your specialization feature. You are vigilant in the face of mounting danger. When you have no more than 2 hit point slots unmarked, your hope die becomes a d20. So when you have 2 or less hit points, instead of rolling a d12 for your hope die, you get a d20. Mastery feature of Call of the Brave. Your unbending courage is a rallying point for your allies. You can initiate a tag team roll 1 extra time per session. Additionally, when an ally initiates a tag team roll with you, they only need to spend 2 hope to do so. So, Warrior, Call of the Brave, definitely a team player, someone that is synergistic with other members of the party. And whenever they choose to do their team tag team roll for the session, if they choose you, they only have to spend 2 hope. So, nice. Background questions. So you've got, who taught you to fight, and why did they stay behind when you left home? Second one, somebody defeated you in battle years ago and left you to die. Who was it, and why did it feel like such a betrayal? And then number 3, what legendary place have you always wanted to visit, and why is it so special? All excellent options for you to answer or inspire your own questions. And we'll go ahead and knock out the connections real quick. We knew each other long before the party came together. How? Number 2, What mundane thing off of the battlefield do you usually help me with? And remember, these are the questions that you're asking your fellow players to make connections between your characters. What fear am I helping you to overcome? So that is your 3 connection options. You can use those or use them to inspire whatever questions you would like, or simply pick ones totally different than that. But if you don't have any ideas, there's 3 good ones right there. Of course, you've got the same level tier 2 options for leveling, and then you've got tier 3 and tier 4. You'll go over those in your own time. We're going to go ahead and move over to the wizard class. The beta says this about wizards. Those who acquire their magical power through years of study are known as wizards. Whether through an institution or individual study, wizards use a variety of tools, including books, scrolls, or ancient tablets, to hone their craft. Often, wizards will dedicate their life to the mastery of a particular school of magic, while others will attempt to learn from a wide variety of disciplines. Many wizards go on to become wise and powerful figures in their communities, advising rulers, providing medicines and healing, and even leading war councils. While all members of this class work toward the common goal of collecting magical knowledge, it is very often that wizards have the most conflict within their own ranks, as the acquisition, keeping, and sharing of powerful secrets is a topic of intense debate that has resulted in thousands upon thousands of deaths. Wizard domains are Codex and Splendor. Starting evasion score for a wizard is 10. Damage thresholds, major is 5, severe is 10. Class item, a book you're trying to translate, or a tiny and harmless elemental pet. Wizard's Hope, you can spend 3 hope instead of marking your last hit point. That's correct. If you're down to 1 hit point, instead of marking that hit point, if you've got 3 hope, you can mark those instead. Class features, Prestidigitation. That's actually Prestidigitation. You can perform harmless, subtle magic effects at will. For example, you might change an object's color, create a smell, light a candle, cause a tiny object to float, illuminate a room, or repair a small object. Think of these as just the little magical things that wizards tend to do that might not necessarily serve great, powerful purposes, but are convenient and handy to have, or simple little displays to impress the populace. The other feature is Strange Patterns. Choose a number between 1 and 12. Whenever you roll that number on the duality dice, you gain a hope or clear a stress. You can change this number when you finish a long rest. So, you get to choose a number between 1 and 12, and whenever you roll that number on a duality dice, whether it be the hope dice or the fear dice, you get to gain a hope or clear a stress. You can change this number every long rest. You've got 2 subclasses. With the wizard, you've got the School of Knowledge or the School of War. School of Knowledge. Play the School of Knowledge if you want to have incredible knowledge of the magical world around you. Spellcasting trait, Knowledge. Foundation feature. You've gained priceless knowledge through great study. You have advantage on all knowledge rolls to recall information. If this roll is about the magical nature of a creature or enchantment, gain a hope even on a roll with fear. So advantage on all knowledge rolls to recall information. And then, if this is about a magical nature or of a creature or enchantment, You gain a hope even on a roll with fear. Second foundation feature is Adept. You can mark a stress instead of spending a hope to use an experience on a roll. If you do, you double the experience modifier for that roll. That is pretty nice, I must say, and probably will be pretty useful. Your specialization feature, when you take this specialization, you may change an existing experience you have and then add +1 to one of your experiences. Once per short rest, when recalling a domain card in your vault, you can reduce its recall cost by 1. Very cool. And then mastery feature for the School of Knowledge. When you take this mastery, choose 2 experiences and add +1 to each of them. Whenever you wish to use an experience, roll a d6. On a result of 5 or 6, you can do so without spending a hope. Not too shabby. And what is your other choice than School of Knowledge? School of War. Play the School of War if you want to be trained to use magic as a means of violence. Spellcast trait is Knowledge. Foundation feature, you've focused your studies on shaping magic in dangerous and powerful ways. You gain an extra armor slot, and when you succeed on an attack roll with fear, you deal an extra 1d10 of magic damage. The specialization feature for School of War. You can concentrate to maintain a protective barrier of magic. While you have at least 2 hope, you can add your spellcast trait to your evasion. Additionally, the extra magic damage from your School of War foundation increases to 2d10. Then finally, you have your mastery feature. When you succeed on an attack roll with hope, you can choose to make it with fear instead, thus getting extra damage. The extra magic damage from your School of War foundation feature increases to 3d10. Alright, so there are your 2 subclasses for the wizard that are in the beta. Background questions for a wizard. What did your community once count on you for? How did you let them down? Number 2. You've spent your life searching for an object or book of great significance. What is it and why is it so important to you? Then number 3. You have a powerful rival. Who are they and why are you so determined to be their end? That's a serious rivalry. Alright. Then we got connections. What favor have I asked of you that you're not sure you can fulfill? That's a fun one. Number 2, what weird hobby or strange fascination do we both share? And then number 3, what secret about yourself have you entrusted with only me? So you've got 3 nice little connections there. A couple of them I really like that second one. What weird hobby or strange fascination do we both share? That's pretty good. Can be a lot of fun. And then, of course, you got your level up options. Standard for tier 2, and then tier 3 and 4. They may vary or fluctuate. I'm going to leave that for you to discover. And once again, these are the beta rules. In the spring of 2025, we will revisit all of these things and see what has changed once we've got the actual finalized rules in our hand. That brings us to the completion of discussing all 9 of the classes. I think that we are going to wrap up the, let's see, actually, with how short this video was, let's go ahead and look at player principles. Okay, so as a player, and probably will go ahead and make a separate video of this that I can throw on there for everyone to see without having to look through the warrior and wizard stuff. But since we're wrapping this one up and it is only 20 minutes in, let's go ahead and go over these player principles real quick. We'll do a more in-depth version of this tomorrow, but just to give you a quick rundown, player principles. Be a fan of your character and their journey. Spotlight your allies. Play to find out what happens. Address the characters and address the players. Hold on gently. What does that mean? Find out next time. Build the world together. This is talking about session 0, and if you did a good job in session 0, then you'll probably easily be able to transition to continue that on in game. But maybe you didn't get as much collaboration in a session 0, or their characters were already made. This is talking about the collaborative nature of Daggerheart, and we'll get into all of that as well. But that's just a quick rundown on player principles. We will get into those next time. We'll also discuss GM principles and touch on anything else that needs to be collected in the character creation process, and then we will start moving into other sections of the game, GMing, the mechanics of duality rolls, all of that good stuff. Tonight, I hope that you had a good evening, or if you're watching this during the day, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and if you are enjoying this content, please do the things. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe would be great. If you are watching on Twitch, please follow. If you would like to donate to the channel, there's a PayPal donation link on both the YouTube and Twitch. If you're interested in actually playing a game but have no one to play with, keep an eye out on Start Playing Rollinwolf, aka John. You will see some session 0s set for the end of the first week of November, and the second Tuesday will be the session 0 for the Tuesday games, because I do not want to host a game on election day. Don't want to start a session 0 on election day. We'll wait until that has passed, and so hopefully get some people playing in those, and I will be able to discuss how those go with everybody, and we'll have series going on the different sagas that I create with my tables. And have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Rollinwolf signing off. If you can make someone else's day better, please do so. Spread a little light and love into the world. We certainly need it.